Hello! Welcome to my first ever YouTube video. For those who are new here, while this is my first ever YouTube video, I've been filming a little bit about my journey of storing my 190e on Instagram, and a lot of people asked me to make longer YouTube content, so here I am. Even though I've been doing Instagram for about 6 months, I don't think I've properly introduced myself or even my name. Norahead is the reverse of my full name. My actual name is Aaron Tay, and the reverse of that is Norahead. I just thought that when this becomes a brand, I just feel naming it after my actual name feels, narcissistic. I'm not saying that other people who do so are narcissistic, like Jimmy Choo or Steve Madden. I'd rather the brand to be named something else other than my name. Like, imagine if someone were to ask me, where do you work? And I say, oh, I work at Aaron Tay. Also, if I seem nervous or I don't seem to construct my sentences well, please bear with me. I'm not media trained. On Instagram, I can have a script and write down my thoughts before I actually put it in the video, whereas now, it's just, you know what I'm talking about. Enough about me. I'm currently on the way to take a look at an engine swap for my 190e, and I thought, why not bring you along? So, I will see you there. What the fuck was that? When I reached the spot, there was already another, would you call it, shark in the tank. He reached a little earlier than me. We talked for a bit, got to know why he wanted the motor. He wanted to put it in his W210 actually, and I told him I wanted to put it in my 190e. Then he said so and so of, oh, the 190e can't fit this big of a motor. You have to do so much on your part. It's gonna cost so much. You shouldn't go down this path. Tell me something I don't already know. My 190e is already looking like this. If I have to hack away at the firewall, so be it, Then I talked to the owner of the car. But he warned me if I were to buy the motor, that I should get the ECU and wiring one shot, because this era of Mercedes were littered with immobilizers. So that's one thing I'm concerned about. But I'm in no rush to buy, so I told him I would keep in touch. The first thing when I got back from my outstation work trip, I wasn't greeted by my dog here. I was greeted by this stench of oil. Like, I knew my car was leaking, but not to the point where the whole porch just smelled of engine oil. Before I left for work, it was about 2 weeks ago, I put a piece of cardboard just in case if it leaked. Judging by the smell, I think it did. So let's check it out. I'll be seeing this for the first time, just like you guys. 3, 2, 1. Oh my. Oh, that's bad. What the? So it looks as though I have 2 leaks. One from the subframe area, this one from the gearbox. Oil is just dripping from my subframe. Holy shit. Since I'm removing this engine anyway, I think it's fitting if I just drain it. I can't have any leaks if I don't have any oil inside, right? I'm about to pull the engine out anyways, so while I was away, I bought a drain pan. My first oil change, I made the stupid mistake of using baking trays. That was one of the most stupid decisions I've made in my whole life. Because the baking tray was not rigid enough, I dropped the whole tray with the oil in it and it splattered all over my porch. I had to spend like 2 weeks just cleaning it up with degreaser. But you live and learn, I guess. So basically the oil goes in here, but you can also drain it from this little key spout. How handy is that? I changed the oil about a year ago, so see how it is now. Oh, all things considered, for the condition this engine is in, it's not too bad. Is it just me or does it look a bit red? Yeah, I'd say it looks pretty good. I don't see any metal shavings. Alright. Oh, that's so smooth. I've been missing out this whole time. This works so well. It goes to show, with the right tools, working on cars can actually be fun. Beautiful. I've still got the transmission fluid to flush, but with the weather so gloomy and raining now, I can't see jack shit in my porch. Yeah, you may be asking, Aaron, why don't you turn on the lights? The thing is, with these lights, they have daylight sensors in them, so until it's nighttime, they'll only turn on. And I have no idea how to override them. Lucky for you, I'll do some editing and I'll see you when I change the transmission fluid. Alright, it's the next day. Weather is looking a lot better for now. Just this morning, someone came to pick up my front and rear bumpers and my side skirts. Now, why I thought of selling my bumpers was, I have this idea of, instead of rocking a traditional bumper, why don't I try design a skid plate that's reminiscent of the 450 SLC that went rallying. I think that would look pretty cool. And for the rear, there's this guy with a W123 coupe, and he's removed the rear bumper and added a tubular crash bar. I think this is just something so cool that I want to try out. And for those who are wondering, no, this is not staying. But yeah, that's the plan. What do you guys think? Without further ado, Let's get started on the transmission fluid while the weather is still good. The car is up. If you were to look past this and look at my drain pan, it is soaking wet. I think most of the fluid is around the drain nut. I would assume maybe it wasn't torqued properly or tightened properly. We're gonna drain it all out anyways. Oh, okay. Oh shit, I better take it before. Fuck, where is it? Shit, can't find the nut. Alright, got it. Alright, it's looking pretty healthy actually. A bright red. The previous owner told me that this gearbox is actually, not to say new, but he rebuilt the half-cut one right before he sold it to me. And this was done about 1.5 years ago, so it's still pretty good. Apparently it's okay if I mix the transmission fluid with my used engine oil for disposal. I hope I'm not wrong. Time to dispose of all this used oil. I thought since I'm out, there's a corner where I live that's just littered with classic Porsches. I actually shot a video for Instagram a while back. Let's see if they're still there. Oh, there they are. Would you look at that? I don't know, is this a turbo maybe? Wow, look at that. Then the row of 924s, or is this 928s? I'm not sure. They're still here. 986, 996, another 944. I wonder what's the story on these Porsches because it's been about half a year and they're still here. This is nice. Oh, damn. One other thing that I've been meaning to do is I want to convert this corner to like a workstation. So in the future, if there's any fabrication, panel beating or whatever it is, I'd like to do it here. I bought a lot of these parts from a bundle deal. I actually don't really need. It really is just to flip for a profit. I'll probably move this to my backyard. For those that have a garage or maybe a work corner, drop me some advice, you know, what do I need inside a garage? What tools should I buy and all that? A workbench with a vise, maybe a toolbox here for all my tools, any ready table space that I may need to work on the car. I would say this is a temporary solution. For now, I'm trying to work as hard as I can to be able to afford a place of my own. So yeah, that's the dream where I have my own working space and my parents don't have to wake up to this eyesore every day. But the project has to go on one way or the other, so for now, this space will have to do. Editing Aaron here. Let's do a post-game analysis. For the M113 motor, I'm having mixed feelings, but to explain why I need to first explain what the end goal for my 190E is. Chances are if you've seen a 190E build, it's most probably an Evo 1 or Evo 2 conversion. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a fan of that myself too. But I just thought of doing a different take for my 190E. Just to pay tribute to the earlier eras of Mercedes motorsport. So you've got the 300SL, the Red Pig, Carlson 300CE, and the Rally R107. On paper, the M113 is a fantastic motor to swap. It's reliable, parts are in abundance because it's relatively new, and it makes great power. But I think it just doesn't align with what I want my 190E to be. It's not really a motorsport motor, as in it didn't really partake in any motorsports. And this dilemma got me back on the search for another motor, and this time I landed on the M117, still single overhead cam V8 from Mercedes. It was the engine used in the R107 for rallying. I can only imagine how jaw-dropping it must be. Suddenly out of the corner you see this luxury V8 coupe just soaring past on the dirt roads. There's something so polarizing yet attractive about that. I also found this Trans Am SL with the M117 and it looks just as good as it sounds. Yeah, the M117 may be less efficient than the M113, but the ethos is just so much more aligned for what I want. And for that, I don't think the M113 is the motor for me. I'm not chasing big power. If I was, I'd probably go turbo already. But the engine swap is still very far ahead on the schedule. I've still got rust repair, bodywork, redesigning the bodywork. There's so much more exciting things to do beforehand. Yeah, can't wait. If you've made it this far in the video, I'm surprised but grateful. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more progress, and I hope you have a great day. Till next time.